Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our daily breakdown. We switch the name of today's sports betting games or today's sports games. Yesterday, NFC AFC Championship. We didn't go live for those, but we did do a little bit of, or not. We didn't like make one day of, but we did a preview. What was it? Tuesday, I think.
Yeah,
Wednesday. I'm
Tuesday
not
one of
sure.
the
One of those days. Um, and if you guys saw, I gave out a free play if you had DM me proof of following the Level Up Instagram. And as you saw, the Chiefs covered at a and hit 4 unit play. So we definitely made a lot of money off of that. It was a great big time play. And congratulations. I think there was like 20 people who DM'd me and took it. So it's a
nice.
decent amount of people who tried to get that play. And congrats to all 20 of you. But don't worry I know there's a couple people who are giving me like, how do I do this? Da, 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 after the game had already started. But there will be, I booked you down for next week's play or this week's play, I guess. So do not worry too much. Um, yeah, I mean, Jacob, what you want to do a quick recap of your
Yeah,
NFC AFC
the
championship?
props I gave out did pretty well. I personally didn't bet them. So that's why I didn't put them in the thing. I had one bet, which was the
Yeah.
long teaser, which had been hitting at least 65-70% of the time that and unfortunately 49ers quarterback went down. Wasn't around really to bet live. So I didn't once that happened, definitely should have hedged after already hitting the Kansas City game. But um excited for this matchup. It's gonna be a great Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The Kelsey brothers against each other. So that's
Already been line movement
and
too.
then
The Chiefs were like favored.
you're
No, they're
right.
not the dogs.
Oh really? So and that's the thing too, is I mean the Drake curse is still real. As soon as he bet I think he bet 49ers, right? As soon as who did Drake bet? I forget.
I did not keep up with Drake.
Right. So I don't know if you all know about the Drake curse, but he has a curse on him and it's very real. He so should have probably faded. I think it was a 49er, so definitely should have faded him and picked the Eagles. But
That's pretty funny. I mean, he can spare a couple losses.
oh yeah.
But yeah, moving. Let me actually get my screen here shared
So we
because we're
start with
gonna go.
NBA or
Let's do. We'll start with
college.
college.
All right.
Let's start college. Why not? So my screen should be shared. Yeah, we're gonna go to NCAA ball first, and my first game I want to look at is this UVA Syracuse game. If we go and we look at the recent schedule and head to head, um, UVA won their last game against Syracuse by 7 on January 7th and won on and then won on January 1st last year, but I thought that said 23. I was a bit confused.
Yeah.
But they did just win early January. They did not cover the spread. They were favored by 12. I think they were they a higher rank in
Yeah.
the
They
country at
were
that point?
they
Yeah.
were definitely up there.
Because now they're seven. They're seven right now. So maybe I don't know. I wasn't keeping up too much at that point. If we look at the spread here, Syracuse definitely has advantage, especially at home. They are the worst team, but they're at home. And as a favorite, Virginia has been great. I think they were overvalued in the market for a lot of the early portion of college basketball. You say they're favored by 12 against Syracuse, they did not cover. They've been 5-10 as a favorite, 3-4 on the road, 5-5 in the last 10, and 7-11. While Syracuse has been a very good covering team, especially at home, 8-5 and 12-10 overall. So definitely Syracuse usually doesn't mean a crazy amount of how good teams are, but it usually kind of depicts the value that the betting markets are giving each team. If we look at the defenses of each team, I mean, Virginia has the clear advantage. Syracuse ranks like really bottom in like every statistic: 311th in blocks, 309th in rebounds, 304th in defensive rebounds. They really just do not defend anything well, while Virginia is elite basically everywhere. They're fifth in defending points, which is very impressive. They're 13th defending 2 point percentage, 23rd in field goal percentage, 13th in rebounds. Overall, Virginia is a very stout defense, and especially on the road, defenses usually, and this is the same thing in most sports like football too. Defenses usually travel while offenses don't. So that's definitely important for Virginia. If we look at the two offenses, this is where you get the big discrepancy here. Syracuse is a much better offense. They're 142nd in points to UVA's 208. They're 51st in field goal percentage, 131st in 2 point percentage, 37th in 3 point percentage. Well, Virginia doesn't do a lot of these well. They're not a very efficient team. They don't get a lot of points up, but I still believe. I think, again, as I said, defense is travel, and Virginia's defense to me is the best unit on the floor. They're better than Syracuse's offense, and I believe on the road. Usually, this just depicts value, and if we're looking at the line, I mean, Virginia is getting 5.5 points. I think that's a little low. I'm gonna ride with Virginia minus 5.5 on the road in this one.
That was my pick. I even though I mean those odds look favor Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Virginia is clearly the dominant team. They're helping the ACC. So I think that would have been my pick as well. Is my pick. So
Perfect.
I had this game also. So UVA minus five
There you
points.
go, both in agreement. And by the way, actually, this is actually something common. If I put this play as one unit and Jacob puts this play as one unit, it doesn't mean you don't take the play as two units.
Right.
Like I think that's something I've seen happen a couple of times. Do not like just take the play as a one unit play, and like you'll
Right.
have maybe a little extra security because you have more people riding with you. But definitely don't increase the units because more of us are taking it. Just a quick little reminder there.
Yeah, unless we
Um,
definitely say specifically. I mean, if
yeah,
Sam has a
yeah,
2 unit play and I say it's a 1 unit for me, then take your discretion. I mean, but if we both say two
exactly.
units, that's a little bit more confident, but still take it as a two
Yeah,
unit. Don't be adding the units up for sure.
exactly. I had the units exactly. Moving on to this 9 o'clock game on ESPN2, we had the 12th ranked Iowa State on the road against Texas Tech. We go to the trends here in their head to head. In this last game, I mean, Iowa State absolutely dominated Texas Tech. They won by like 34, which was a little bit of a weird game. I was pretty surprised um, the way that they honestly just dominated this one. If we look at the head to head, ISU has lost three of their last five and has not covered in three straight games. While Texas Tech lost four straight games before winning at LSU and covering the spread. If we go to the spread here, I mean, Iowa State has a good record, 12-8 overall, 8-13 with Texas Tech, 6-4 in the last 10. Texas Tech is a slight dog on at home, which is to me a bit surprising because Iowa State defense is not good at all. They have a very poor defense, while Tech's defense is elite. 33rd in field goal percentage, 52nd in 2 point percentage, 15th in blocks, 54th in points, 37th in rebounds. Their overall the Texas Tech defense is very good, and that to me, I mean, Iowa State's offense is great, but I think Texas Tech's defense is better. Again, I like rolling with the more competent defenses in college basketball. There's a big difference on what to bet, usually, in my opinion, between college basketball and NBA basketball. They're two different brands of basketball. And both offenses still are very good. I mean, Texas Tech maybe has been a bit disappointing, but they're still a very good offense. They're an efficient team, more efficient than Iowa State. Um, Iowa State's a very good rebounding team, which could be a big difference here. But to me, at home, Texas Tech is still a very good team. They weren't great. They've lost four of the last five, but I think they're being undervalued a bit at home. I like Texas Tech plus 1.5 or Texas Tech money line at home.
Yeah, I don't. So these are definitely trap lines, like
Mm-hmm.
because Vegas is definitely they're like if anybody that doesn't look at these stats, they look at that they're like ISU just beat them by 30. Like why are
Yeah,
they only one and a
exactly,
half point underdogs?
exactly.
So essentially Vegas is like, all right, people are going to hammer this. But I still have no idea why it's only a 1 point um spread.
Yeah, spread.
So
I think Texas Tech. If you look at I mean, we can go check more advanced numbers, but if you look at the numbers, they're still a very good team. Like they are a good team. They just haven't really been getting it done. Honestly, usually towards as the season goes along, teams start to
I
catch
think
up with their statistics.
I think it
Right?
opened up at -1.5, actually, looking at on my so
No, it opened up at -1 in favor of Iowa State.
okay. So
Interestingly enough.
um yeah, so the line's moving towards Iowa State. So I mean obviously I mean that's kind of what Vegas wants with the trap line. They want a lot of bets to go that way. I
Mhm.
don't like this line. I don't like how it's basically a pick 'em, so I'm gonna stay away. on this game.
Perfect.
I
All right. Do you have anything on the Baylor Texas game? Because I do not.
no.
Perfect.
I mean, possibly the over. Just looking at it real quick, Baylor, Texas, the games definitely. If you want to go to their past games, it's what 146. Oh wow,
Wow. Yeah.
so head to head, it's hit over what two? Oh, actually, okay.
It
So
went under, over,
that's
over,
interesting.
under, under.
That's interesting. Under
Yeah.
129, under 128, over 144, over 129, and under 136. Obviously, that's within 2 to 3 years, but so it being at 148, that's interesting. I would have said over, but I don't have any major plays on this.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else in college basketball? Because I'm done.
No, I have a few on
NBA.
actually,
So do
so
I.
Jackson State, Southern's 9 point favorites. Jackson State, they're for the last five, I've been following them a little bit. Seems like they're a decent covering team. Um, just anytime I see two small teams playing,
Yeah.
it's really hard for me to see a 8.5 9 point favorite. So what's the last five on Jackson State?
And
To
they're
cover
Jackson State's last five.
to cover.
L, and
So
then
four. Okay,
W. One
so
four.
last 10 they're 5-5. So yeah, I just think I mean a 9.5 point favorite for Southern seems a little high in my opinion, but again
Still
I'll
very good though.
yeah I'll take a look at it closer to game time, but two two digit favorites for small teams anyways.
Yeah. 100%. Moving on now to NBA basketball. I still have Jacksonville searched up here. So I actually do have a pick on this Orlando Philly game. So 2 minute we have the Magic 9.5 point dogs in Philadelphia. We can go check the injuries. Joel Embiid is questionable. I don't really know what that means because
He's always
I hate the way that
he's always
injury reports do that. It's so
yeah.
annoying. But that really is always how this works. In their head-to-head matchups, Philadelphia has been pretty dominant this season. Back in November, they won by 30 and by 8, covering the spread both times as an underdog. That's probably when they had Harden and Embiid injured. But if we look at the spread results. Both teams very good against the spread. The Magic have been undervalued all season. They're 19 and 31. I think they're what 13th, 14th in the East. I'm not sure exactly what the
Right.
record is, but they're not good as a team. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they are 28 and 21 against the spread and 26 and 16 as an underdog. 7 and 3 in their last 10. Philly's also great, 17 and 9 at home, 28 and 20 overall. A lot of the reason why they've been super great at covering the spread was when they didn't have Harden and Embiid, they were still a very good team, but they were often just super undervalued in the market. Now they have those guys back, so it's a little different. If we go to the defensive rankings here, Orlando is a decent defense. They're a young defense, good fourth in steals, seventh in rebounds, fourth in limiting 3 point percentage, which is interesting. The Sixers are fourth in offensive rebounding, fourth in points. So definitely a good defense, Philadelphia is, but I'm going to explain in a minute why I like to play a little, why I like the Magic. Both offenses, the Philadelphia offense is great at shooting threes. They're fourth, but the Magic, as we just saw before, is fourth at limiting threes. Obviously, Harden and Embiid love shooting free throws, so no surprise seeing them second in free throw percentage. And I mean, Orlando was good at defending that too. I think they were fifth or sixth. So very good team, the Magic. Not a great offense, obviously, still a young offense and still one that makes a lot of mistakes. They're still relatively efficient though, 13th in field goal percentage and 11th in free throw percentage, but they're 20th in 3 point percentage. They still don't score a lot of points. They're a big lineup. They're actually more of a defensive lineup, I would say. Philadelphia is definitely the better team, no denying it. But to me, the Sixers at home, I don't know how seriously they're going to take this one. I think the Magic actually match up well with Philadelphia, so I like them plus 9.5 on the road against Philadelphia.
Okay. Um yeah, again, I don't
Anything
know,
on this?
not with the spread, but if Philadelphia or if Orlando's going to cover, Banchero's got to go off. So what's his
Yeah.
stat or what's his prop? So
18 and a
potential,
half.
yeah. So that's just because Ben Simmons is probably going to be guarding him. I assume
Mm-hmm.
he's one of the top defenders in the league. So I would say if you're going to go ahead and go with Sam, you can definitely try to get Banchero also over. But what's Embiid?
Yeah,
So
maybe a teaser. You can hit a
yeah,
teaser.
yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
what's called like Magic plus 15 and a half, Banchero over
15.
points.
So what's
Yeah, he
Embiid?
definitely
So
gets some odds.
Embiid definitely is playing with a chip on his shoulder. He did last year during the MVP race at the end. He just got
They may not
slighted.
have his props yet. Oh, yes, they do 33 and a half. Wow.
Oh shit.
Well, he averages like 30 a game.
You're right.
Pretty
So
crazy.
what's his rebounds? What's his rebounds? Because it's hard for me. I mean, he just dropped
Yeah.
47, 18. So Embiid, he can impose his will at any time. He's the Shaq of this generation.
Oh my God.
And he so last year, whenever it was
10
like the
and a half.
MVP race and his stats dropped and he was trying to average a double double towards the end, he basically averaged 13, 14 rebounds a game at the end. Um,
Yeah.
he just got slighted in the All-Star game. I'm kind of upset that I missed that following game. He just went off. So I would say the over rebounds on this, just because he always tries to prove his point. Um, that he's one of the best. He is one. I mean, he is one of the best players. The fact he's not starting and he's averaging 33 and a half points a game and 11 or so rebounds. It's kind of crazy. But that's just how strong the NBA is right now. So I would say for
Mhm.
this, my official pick on this is Embiid over 10 rebounds. So if you can
All
get
right.
shop around if you're on different books. So over 10 is different than 10 plus. So over 10
Yeah.
means he has to get 11. So if you can get 10 plus at minus 125 or minus 130, I would go ahead and grab that just because a lot of times if 76ers are blowing them out, they will get their double double and then he'll go and rest. So if you can get 10 plus at minus 125, minus 130 odds, I would take that over the besides the over 10 and a half. So my official play is Embiid over 10 plus rebounds. So
Perfect.
over nine and a half.
Moving on. Golden State, Oklahoma City is my next play. We're just going to go to the injury report quickly. They are missing Lou Dort, who is an elite defender and a guy who can kind of, I mean, I don't know if no one can stay on Steph Curry, but he'll give him some problems if he's in. In their head-to-head matchups, Golden State has been the one. I mean, they won 110. Actually, I haven't even played this season. I didn't even realize that. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So, first matchup of the season for Golden State and Oklahoma City. Definitely going to be an interesting one. Oklahoma City surprised some people. They actually have very similar records. Who would have thought 50 games in the season, Golden State would have one more win than Thunder?
Right.
But pretty crazy. But if we go look, I mean, situationally in the spread, this definitely isn't great. Golden State has been not good at home. 8 and 16 on the road as against the spread, 14 and 18 as a favorite, and 23 and 26 overall. While the Thunder have been killer against the spread, 8-1 and 1 in the last 10, 16 and 9 at home, 24 10 and 1 as an underdog. But the market eventually adjust to these types of games. If we go look at their offensive rankings, Golden State is still on top of the NBA, second in points. Obviously, they have all those weapons. Fifth in 3-point percentage, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole. Eighth in free throw percentage, 14th in field goal percentage, eighth in 2-point percentage. A very efficient offense and one that can really kill you. Uh, Oklahoma City's offense is pretty good. I mean, they're sixth in points. They do score. They play a nice, fast-paced brand of offense. They're ninth in free throw percentage, 10th in offensive rebounds. So decent offense and decent young offense from the Thunder. If we go to their defensive ratings, I mean, you got to think it's going to show some discrepancy here. I mean, Golden State isn't great at playing defense. They're 26th in points um, defensively. I mean, they're not really good. They're good like efficiency limiting. They don't allow teams to shoot a lot. They're 12th in field goal percentage and ninth in free throw percentage, 13th in 2-point percentage, but below average against the three. The Thunder are actually first in assist to turnover ratio, which is one of the reasons why their offense has been pretty good this season. Second in defensive rebounds and 20th in points. but their defense is going to drop today without Lou Dort. They really don't have any besides Lou Dort, a guy who can stay in front of players. And if you don't have a guy who can stay in front of players against the Warriors, you will get smoked. It's as simple as that. The Thunder's defensive stats, you'll see some green here, but the Thunder really aren't a good defense. They're a young team and they like to push the ball in transition. Luckily, the Warriors have a very good transition defense. Normally, I never bet Golden State on the road, but I think 5 points is relatively easy for a team without Lou Dort and an offense that and a Warriors team that needs to start making a push to get a higher seed. I have Golden State -5 on the road.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, they're a terrible road team, but
Yes.
can never discount Steph. I don't have a play on this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could just be a shy Steph. There's a lot
Yeah.
of talk that Shy Alexander, I don't know how to say his middle name, is
Shea Gilgis.
Shade Gilgis. So I'm not even close.
Yeah.
There's a Shy Resort here. I think that's felt the same. He's
Mm-hmm.
behind Steph Curry in the fan voting. Again, people say it doesn't mean much, but I mean they're
Ooh.
competitors, so he's gonna want to try and prove a point why he should be the starter of the All Star game. So I mean
Yeah.
he's it's insane. Um, Josh
Yeah.
Giddey's
Curry's
also
named All-Star starter.
right. So Giddey's also doing well. So I would say um Shea, he might if you have a bookie that does head to head matches, I would put him to score more than Curry. But I don't have an official pick on that, but that could be a fun little play. You don't think so?
Yeah, moving on.
Oh,
No, no, no. There was a guy that was outside of my thing. You try to get in, so I was like, get out of here.
I got you.
Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Next NBA game got a little play. Hold on, let me put my AirPod back in. Got a little play. Kings and Timberwolves. Kings are 1.5 point favorites on the road. Somehow they played four less games than the Timberwolves. A little bit of a weird kind of scheduling thing at this point. Uh, the Wolf Kings making a little bit of a playoff push, so definitely this season they've had improvement. We go to the injuries here. Gobert and Prince are both questionable for this game. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if Gobert was questionable before. He may have been. If we go to their head-to-head this season, Minnesota won the last game by 7 points and covered as an underdog. They definitely had a little bit of a game there. But to me, I think the Kings seem like the better option here. I mean, in the last 10, the Wolves have been a great covering team, 7-3, but the Kings can go right back at them, 6-3-1. I don't think the Kings have played in a while. Like, how long has it been since the Kings played? They've had a little bit of rest. So I think this road game is going to be fine. I think it's been 2 days since they played, 2, 3 days.
Right.
So I definitely think they've had some rest, and I'm not really scared of any fatigue factor here. They're 13-8 on the road, and they're 6-3-1 in their last 10. I think the Wolves did not play yesterday. I don't think. No, they didn't. Okay, the Wolves didn't play yesterday. If we go to each of these teams' actual rankings, offensively, the Kings have been great. They're the actually highest scoring offense in the league, which is pretty nuts. Um, Very good offense. That's been their game, but now they're starting to put it together. First in 2 point percentage, third in field goal percentage, ninth in 3 point percentage, fifth in assist to turnover ratio. Overall, a very good offense. If we look at the Timberwolves offense, it just hasn't been good. I mean, they've still been tenth in points, but tenth in points, fourth in field goal percentage, and third in 2 point percentage. So they're putting it together. They're starting to use Gobert a little bit better, which could be a bit bad for the Kings. But they do have Sabonis inside. They got some size there. So that'll be fine. Defensively, I mean, this is the Kings basketball. They're not a great defensive team. They're fifth in rebounding, but 27th and 26th in limiting efficiency. The Timberwolves are a very efficient team. The Wolves also are first in free throw percentage, seventh in field goal percentage. So definitely a good defense when they limit efficiency. But I don't think this Wolves defense will be able to stop the Kings offense tonight. I really do like the Kings offense and I like the game. I mean, I wouldn't say I like the game of basketball they're playing. It's a bit unsustainable for now. It's fine, but definitely I think once you get to the playoffs, it's going to be harder to win. But for now on the road, a nice extended rest and get all their guys firing. I like the Kings to cover 1.5 on the road.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that Minnesota's 4-0 the last four games at home.
Yeah, I know.
So,
And it's gonna stop today.
Right. If Gobert is out, said it the last time or two times ago, got to look at the centers.
Mhm.
Um, Unfortunately, I went with the wrong person. I think it was Giddy versus so Giddy ended up getting three more over his 8.5, and then
Yeah.
I forget, or not Giddy, the Heats. Anyways, so look for Sabonis. What's Sabonis rebounds over? So if Gobert is out, Sabonis will dominate
Bonus.
on the boards, and that's going to be good. If you can find, so if they have Gobert's props up, then he's probably playing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
11 and a half. And then Sabonis, where's
he's
Sabonis?
at the bottom, 12
12
and a
and
half.
a half.
So yeah, so if Gobert doesn't play, definitely take the over Sabonis. Or again, if you're on a bookie that does more rebounds, which team has more rebounds, take even at this, I would take the Kings to out rebound the Timberwolves. They're a little bit more gritty, so that would be my pick. I still think Sabonis 12 and a half. That's kind of high to get 13 rebounds against a good rebounding guy in
Yeah,
Gobert.
team.
So what's Towns Carl Anthony Towns rebounds? Does it show?
Towns rebounds are, I think it's up here. No, I guess they're not out
Oh,
yet. All right.
okay. So yeah, so yeah, if Gobert is not playing, take the over of Sabonis. If he's not playing, I would take the over. Actually, if Gobert is not playing, take Sacramento to out rebound Minnesota 2 units if you can find it.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, moving. I'm trying to look at a couple more of these games. Is what's at the bottom. Do you have anything else quickly? I'm trying to look through.
You got that Detroit Dallas. So
I'll get my
under
props up.
no, just
Ooh, under.
Detroit at Dallas. It's not an East Coast team per se traveling the West Coast, but still going from Michigan all the way down to Texas. So still a little bit of travel. I don't know. Again, I
Mhm.
have to look to see which. Um, that's a weird spread too. Dallas is only 8.5 favorites at against
Yeah,
Detroit. Um, so I'll have to see again if Dallas is on back to back. I'm not sure who played yesterday, so I have to kind of look, but definitely looking at this as an under play.
perfect, perfect. Anything else? I mean, I'm just kind of going through.
You have
Not a ton
Los
else I
Angeles
really.
versus Brooklyn. That might be an interesting game. Los Angeles at Brooklyn
That might be. I'm actually first one I like. Honestly, I was looking at this. This is the game I was looking at earlier. If we go to the injuries, Toronto. Think. Wait, what is Toronto again? They are 1.5 point dogs on the road.
at
We go to the
Phoenix.
injuries. How do we get someone to? Are you seeing
Oh,
this?
yeah. What's up? I have no idea who that person is.
Wait, did you put the link in the chat?
No, I sent it to you on WhatsApp. I'll just remove that person. I have no idea who Leslie Sotolongo.
That was the crazy. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Uh-oh.
Literally never seen that.
One of our WhatsApps might be hacked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. WhatsApp does do that. Isn't WhatsApp like bad with that stuff? Like
I mean,
security?
it's supposed to be encrypted, so not really.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I know, but I heard that weren't they known for that? They had like a couple security breaches. I don't know even about them.
Yeah.
Um. Anyways, injuries. OG Anunoby is out for Toronto.
And they're one
Not a
and a
big
half
fan of
point
that.
and
Definitely.
they're 1.5 point favorites or underdogs.
Dogs. Dogs. Yeah.
It's so wild.
But I'll get this in a minute. In Toronto, has been 4-1 in their last four games against the spread. They've been 3-2. They had a tough loss to Golden State. Steph Curry went off against them, and they had a tough loss to Boston by two. But they've actually been pretty good against the Blazers. I mean, against the Suns, they've actually had the Suns number 4-1 over the past 2 years or so. So definitely, they've been the better team. I mean, they beat them earlier in the season by 9 points as 2 point favorites. So I don't know. Maybe I
Look
like
at Phoenix. Look at
maybe
Phoenix's schedule. Did Phoenix play yesterday?
Phoenix has, but Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix actually good too. Beat 10 at San Antonio, but see a lot of these teams are relatively bad. They beat the Pacers, Hornets, Spurs, lost to the Mavs, had a good win against the uh, Grizzlies. I remember this game. That was a pretty good game. Or maybe the Pacers aren't bad. The Pacers actually aren't bad, aren't they?
I mean,
I have this misconception in my head.
They're
Uh,
500.
Yeah, they're not that bad. Definitely, they're all
you
right.
just pick them on the wrong day.
Yeah, I do
I
pick
should
them on
just
the
start
wrong days.
fading
My
you.
God.
Anytime you pick
Indiana
an
teams.
Indiana
I
team,
bet the
I just
Pacers
fade you.
much more than I bet the Colts, though.
Right. Like Pacers are gritty, man. I have a future on Matherin to win six man of the year, so I'm really excited to catch that in.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
But I
Not
like
moving on. Actually, we're
again,
not moving on.
I like the under on this one as well. I mean, Toronto's pretty far from Phoenix, probably the farthest
Yeah.
that you can
I was
get.
about to look. I was about to look. I'm about to make a play on this game too. So under, I guess, is a nice one. Actually, you want to finish your explanation? I interrupted you
Well,
there. You
it's
go.
just the
Finish that.
same thing.
Oh,
Travel,
the little east to west.
yeah. So time zones are a little bit off, but that's I mean they both teams did not play yesterday, so they are a little bit rested. But you're still, I mean, when you're 6'8", 7 foot, and you are sitting in an airplane for
Yeah.
6 hours, that's not the best. So yeah, I like the under on this one. Again, all my over unders are game time decisions or an hour before I'll try to post it. So yeah,
100%. All right. For this one, trends. I mean, Toronto's been 6-4 in the last 10, 13-9 as an underdog, which is a big thing to me. 7-3 in their last 10 and 15-11. I actually think the Raptors have won like four straight covers as a dog. They've been very good as an underdog recently. Um, Offensively, the Raptors haven't been great at all this season. I think a lot of that is due to Nick Nurse's kind of way of coaching. He likes to play his players like a lot. Like I think Van Fleet like had the most minutes last season, averaged the most minutes this season.
right,
So 28 in efficiency, very really not an efficient team whatsoever. Actually, they rank bottom three in all efficiency, 2 point field goal and free throw. Only when they don't is free throw percentage. 3 point is what I meant for 28. But they are a very good rebounding team, and they are have a great assist to turnover ratio. So do the Suns at third. Chris Paul, obviously a great point guard. They're also third in 3 point percentage. Um, Definitely not as great as they were at the beginning of the season. Phoenix, they've come back a little bit, but they definitely slacked off for a while. If
they
you
were
have the
injured,
defenses, yeah, they were injured too. They didn't know Devin Booker. Toronto was great at offensive rebounds, third in offensive rebounds. The Suns are fifth in points, while the Raptors are ninth in points. So two pretty good defenses here. Um, Overall, though, I mean, Toronto's not a great defense. So you look at these underlying numbers and you see, and you're like, wow, these teams are not really good. Or the Raptors aren't very good. They don't do a lot of defense. They don't do a lot of offense, but they seem to get it done. They do one thing about playing your star players a lot is they have good poise and they seem to kind of will themselves and stay in these games. Phoenix at home, it's a decent pick, but I really like the Raptors as an underdog. I really like what they've been doing recently. I like Toronto money line on the road,
okay.
even without Anunoby.
Actually, one of my favorite centers, power forwards, a bet rebounds is DeAndre Ayton. I mean, he's going up against Pascal Siakam. He's definitely going. He's a lot bigger, a lot more aggressive, a lot more physical. Um, so I don't know what are his rebounds.
Let me check that really quick for you.
Wait, his 31 and a half was his points. Oh, that's probably rebounds
10 and a
and
half.
points.
This is rebounds.
Yeah. So again, get if you can do plus 10 over 9.5 rebounds on Aiton.
Perfect.
So I think that's going to be my official pick as opposed to the under. But
All right.
yeah,
I like that. I like that.
if he can't get 10 rebounds against Pascal Siakam, I'm a huge Siakam fan. He's actually Cameroonian
Siakam.
Siakam.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Siakam
Who's
fan.
counting?
So
Yeah.
I guess I'm not the best at names. So
You
Aiton,
made me
yeah,
can't be good at it all, Jacob. Can't have it all.
I know I do what I can.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have. So quick recap of my plays. Jacob, you have any actually going on?
Let's
I don't
go.
have any play on the this game. Hawks Blazers.
Is Brooklyn
I
and
don't have any.
Los
No,
Angeles?
they are not playing tonight. They're not playing. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I don't have
Okay.
anything on that game. They're
Again,
playing at 7:30. You have anything there? I don't have anything there.
7:30 Eastern time is what, 2:30 California time?
4:30. 4:30.
It's 3 hours? I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's three
five.
hours.
Okay. Right.
Pacific's 3 hours, then Eastern.
Okay. Um, I think I mean the fact yes, the refs missed a blown call, but the way that LeBron handled that and just sulked on the bench when overtime, when
Yeah.
you're the leader, that's kind of embarrassing. And I'm a huge LeBron fan. I think he's a GOAT. That can be discussion for another time. But it's
Yeah. I got Steph Curry. I got Steph Curry
oh
personally.
yeah, I guess yeah. He's definitely top two. He's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, and then
Um,
they said there's this guy named Jordan. I don't really know who he is though.
yeah, I mean
Uh,
he took a 3 year 4 year break, right? 2 year,
yeah,
um,
2 year break.
rested the body, but um, I don't know. I just don't see the Lakers bouncing back. They're demoralized. Um, I like Brooklyn -9, but again, if this is close, I'm afraid of overtime. But I
Yeah.
know I keep going with under.
I just don't like the spread here.
I
And look
just
at
keep
this. Look at the open. -1 is the open. If 10 points in
no,
line movement.
no way, no way.
They
who's
must have
who's
yeah, they
out?
must
Who's on the injury
yeah,
report?
LeBron has to be out. I think LeBron's out.
Holy cow! Their whole team.
Yeah, LeBron's out. LeBron's out. There you go. I was like, I just saw the opening. I was still a little confused on why the Lakers were a 9 point dog.
So I like
Yes,
that.
like
I mean,
you
Brooklyn,
like that's -9.
yeah, I mean they're cutthroat. The way that the NBA did Kyrie, he's just out for vengeance.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's still trying to put himself in the MVP talk. Again, wait, I said Ben Simmons earlier, didn't I? For
No.
Philadelphia? Yeah, I
Oh no,
said
yeah,
Sim.
no, no, yeah. You said him from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I thought you said that, but I wasn't sure. I
Okay, so
was
so
like, I
whatever I
don't know.
said
I'll let
about
you
Ben
continue.
Simmons, because he's on Brooklyn, so
Yeah.
he was yeah. I have no idea why I said that. So I yeah, because I said he was gonna guard Orlando. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, so that Brooklyn has Ben Simmons, and he's a lockdown defender, whatever you want to say about him. So I do like that's insane. -1 to -9. LeBron's 8.
Yeah.
That's how strong Vegas puts their emphasis on LeBron. So again, I do like the under, but Brooklyn could go for 140 or 150 this game. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll again make a game time decision. So -9 or under 230 are my picks.
All right. Yeah,
Not
I got nothing
official.
else. I'm gonna go quickly through it. My official picks were Virginia -5.5 on the road. Let me go. Wait, let me get out of D1. All D1. Let me go just top 25. My official picks were Virginia -5.5 in the points. Texas Tech +1.5 at home for college basketball. NBA was Orlando +9.5. Golden State -5. Sacramento -1.5, and then Toronto +1.5. So those were my four picks, or four picks NBA, six or two college, so six total. Um, Jacob, do if you want to do a quick recap, you don't have to, but
Yeah, same
yeah, those are my picks.
Virginia -5.5 and B 10 over 9.5 rebounds. Aiton,
Yep.
DeAndre Ayton over 10 or over 9.5 rebounds. Leaning on Detroit Dallas, Toronto or Detroit Dallas under. We didn't talk about it, but I also have a very probably a guaranteed pick at Washington, San Antonio under 240.5. That just seems like a high number for me, the Wizards and
Yeah.
Spurs. So yeah, and then Brooklyn, Los Angeles will be a game time decision, um, as
Perfect.
well as my other over unders. So let's have a great day. And
Have a day, guys.
if you have
And
if you
quick
haven't,
note,
what's up?
yeah, I was gonna say a quick note. You guys, honestly, we post our picks in chat daily, and we will be posting the educational thing. We'll definitely make some further announcements on the logistics of those, like classes, how long each will be. I think it's going to be free to VIP members. We are undecided on free members, but these ones are only for you VIP members. So if you're watching this, you'll be able to watch the educational series for no extra cost. Definitely, you should be watching these. I mean, even if you just like kind of skip through us or maybe like put us on 1.5 speed because we talk a little too much, whatever, that's cool. But definitely you should be hearing the information and the reasoning behind each pick. It's very good. Uh, definitely watch educational series so you can, if you want, pick and choose picks, maybe go a little more independent, make some of your own picks. So definitely there's a lot to learn. And I would definitely supplement our daily picks with these breakdowns of each. And on top of that, the educational videos. So yeah, I mean, that's all we got for today in our daily breakdown. We're definitely going to be doing these relatively consistently. I don't know if we're going live tomorrow. Uh, we'll definitely let you guys know. But yeah, thank you for everyone who is watching now.
Right.
Let's have a day. Let's have a good day. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.